Yo, peace. Your boy LaShawn Sugary Marston here. I want to jump on real quick and talk a little bit about patience, the importance of patience. So many of us have big goals, we have big dreams, they're lofty, you know, even if they're not so lofty, if they're not so big or grand, right? We all have dreams, we all have goals, we all have desires, we all have things that we want to happen for us, to happen to us. And I think one of the reasons why most people don't accomplish their majority of their goals and their bigger goals and bigger dreams is because they lack patience. And patience is not. It doesn't happen when you want to. It doesn't mean wait until you don't feel like waiting anymore. That's not what patience is. Patience doesn't mean you put a plant in the ground and because it hasn't grown yet, right, to what in the time that you think it should, that then you just give up on it, you rip it out, or you walk away, you leave. Patience is working on something, right? And keeping something in mind while you do something else. That's patience. And patience is the key. Patience pays off, right? Patience pays off. I've been doing this work for a very long time, and my mindset, I've always known that it is a long road, it's a long journey, right? It's not something that's gonna happen. What I want is not gonna happen overnight, because what I want is not an event. It's not for one thing, right? What I want is true freedom for myself and my people. And that's a journey, right? You got to be patient to get to freedom, whether it's financial freedom, emotional freedom, intellectual freedom, physical freedom. It takes time. And that time is not determined and cannot be determined by what you think, right? So patience is sticking with it even when it seems like it's not working, right? That's patience. That's patience. That is the definition of patience. And what happens is most times, most people quit right when they're right there, right when they're at the brink. And I'm always going to speak on self. I'm always going to use I as an example. Again, I've been doing this work for a very long time. Not a lot of money, right? Like being made, not a lot of money being given, donated, nothing like that. Literally struggling. But I was committed to the goal and I was patient because I knew that what I needed to do the work that I'm doing eventually will have to come to me because I'm dedicated, I'm committed, I'm open-minded, I'm saying yes to life, right? And that's the part. That's the part that so many of us we forget. We forget or we just don't know, and we give up so quickly. We give up so quickly. I've been doing this thing for 5 years and it should have worked already and it's not working. And then you quit and then the next month could have been the time. So it's a funny thing, right? Patience is a funny thing because there are situations when you absolutely should be doing something else, right? Like that thing is not working, that thing is dead, it's not growing. Leave it alone and move on to something else. But you gotta have discernment to know when you need to be more patient and when you need to move on. And most times, it's not that people need to move on; it's people need to be more patient. And so, again, always keeping it on the eye. If I would have given up this work 5 years ago, or 2 years ago, when even more, less 5 years ago, when I knew my daughter was coming, if I would have gave up this work and said, I got to focus on money. And if I would have focused on money, yes, we need money, right? You got to pay rent, you got to eat, you need money to live, clothes, and all of that stuff. But that wasn't my focus, and I could not allow the birth of my daughter and having a family take me out of my game because I knew that what I was doing and what I was working towards was going to benefit all of us, not temporarily, but eternally. And so I stuck with it. I stuck with it. I stuck with it. And now amazing things are happening in my life. Amazing things are happening for me, for my family, for my friends. This art residency at MoMA is epic. It's never been done before, and I'm doing it. And I'm doing it because I was patient. I was patient with myself as an activist. I was patient with myself as an artist. I was patient with myself as a black man, as a father. Patience. Patience. And it paid off every step of the way, right? Like, for me, the payoff was in the joy. The payoff was in the messages that I received when I walk outside. The payoff was, somebody hitting me up, somebody calling me or messaging me, telling me how I inspired them. That was the payoff, right? And clearly, inspiration doesn't pay the bills. And so that was the payoff for me, but I also knew that I needed a payoff for my family. I needed to provide for my family. And so I'm not there yet by no stretch of the imagination. Am I where I ideally want to be? However, I was patient, and now things are starting to unfold. Right, this thing with MoMA is freaking epic. It's epic. And there's so many more epic things happening I can't even really talk about at this moment. But know that patience pays off, and I just want to encourage you all to be a little more patient Be patient with yourself. Be patient with your children. Be patient with your parents. Be patient with your spouse, right? Be patient with your siblings. Be patient with the universe. You know, the universe is not in a rush. You are. And the reason why you feel stressed or you feel overwhelmed is because you are not in alignment with the universe. And for me, yes, I felt frustrated and stressed over these years, not because I needed to get there already, but because the work is frustrating. The work is stressful. The work that I do is it can be stressful. You know, I found the way to make it joyful and to inject love into this work, to this community building work, to this activism. But it can be very stressful. And I just want you all to be empowered and be encouraged and know that patience pays off immediately if you shift your perception and look at the payoff in terms of social capital. You're doing something, you're working on something, and it's bringing you love. It's bringing you energy, right? May not necessarily money. So you got to figure something else out to do money. But the thing that you love, the thing that you're most passionate about, you must be patient with it. You must be patient. Imagine the most beautiful tree that you see if the person who planted it could watch it grow. It was like, it's not growing fast enough. Let me rip the seed out the ground. Let me rip these roots out because it's not big enough. We won't have the biggest tree that we see today. But patience is the key. As they say, patience is the virtue. And yeah, let's be more patient. Let's be more patient, again, with each other, with ourselves. And ultimately, let's be more patient with nature and with our goals and our objectives and our dreams, right? Let's keep working towards it. Keep working towards it. Don't let the fact that it has not happened yet deter you and throw you off your path, because if you are consistent, if you are persistent, and if you are patient, I promise you, it will pay off.